14,000 feet up. No man's land in front of us. China right there. That's Nathu La Pass and nothing prepares you for it. यहाँ खड़े होके जो फीलिंग आती है उसे वर्ड्स में बयां करना मुश्किल है. But first, let's talk about how you even get to Sikkim. Planning a trip to Sikkim starts with a crucial travel choice. You can arrive via New Jalpaiguri station and catch a cab or fly directly from Mumbai to Bagdogra like we did. Flights run 5,000 to 10,000 rupees one way and it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours. By train, the Vande Bharat Express from Kolkata leaves around 6 am and reaches New Jalpaiguri by 2 pm. Overnight train takes around 8 to 10 hours with fares ranging from 800 to 2,500 rupees depending on class. From airport or station, it's a scenic 4 to 5 hour drive along the Teesta River into Gangtok. Skip Pakyong Airport for now, it's weather dependent and not fully operational. Here's the thing, Bagdogra and New Jalpaiguri aren't just gateways to Sikkim. The whole junction is basically the launch point for the entire eastern Himalayas. From here, you can grab a sharing cab straight to Nepal border or hire a private cab onward to Bhutan. If a bigger Himalayan trip is on your mind, Sikkim, Darjeeling, Bhutan, Nepal, this is the point where all those routes split off. One thing most first-timers don't know to tour around Sikkim, you need a Sikkim registered vehicle. Other state vehicles can be used for pickup or drop-off, not for sightseeing. And that discipline extends to the entire environment too. Sikkim banned plastic carry bags all the way back in 1998, the first state in India to do so, and today packaged water bottles under 2 liters are banned as well. So carry a reusable bottle or make sure whatever you buy is 2 liters or larger. It's also worth knowing Sikkim became the first fully organic state back in 2016, banning chemical fertilizers and pesticides across all its farmland. It's a small state that takes its air, water and soil seriously, and you can genuinely feel that discipline everywhere you go in Sikkim. We have visited Sikkim twice, November and May, to see its different personalities. For your own trip, especially to the rugged north, aim for March to May for blooming valleys or October to mid-December for clear skies and open passes. Of course, none of this works without the right support system on the ground, and that starts with who you book through. We went with We Care Holidays. Our representative Shuku was fantastic. Her local knowledge made planning effortless. But your driver is everything, and we hit the jackpot with David, our guide cum driver, agile, playful and convinced he's got luck on his side for North Sikkim. If you're hiring a cab in Sikkim, request him. His details are in the description below. So upon arriving in Gangtok, we were dropped at the Cilantro Comfort Hotel. We've actually stayed here twice, and here is why Gangtok matters so much. If you're planning to head into North Sikkim or up to Nathu La Pass, getting to Gangtok first is non-negotiable. Every route further north starts from here, so think of it as your base camp for the rest of the trip. Hotel Cilantro is cozy and it's about 20 minutes from the main town, which is the MG Marg, and you can catch sharing cabs right outside your hotel for zero hassle access to the city. And if your budget allows, hotels directly on MG Marg put you right in the action. They are pricier, but on a clear day, you can look out your window and see Mount Kanchenjunga. And that view, trust me, never gets old. Kanchenjunga is the 3rd highest mountain in the world and the highest peak in India, right here in Sikkim. Sweety and I have a real soft spot for this mountain. There's something about it that stops you mid-sentence every single time you spot it. And it's not a one glimpse deal either. On a clear day, you'll catch views of it from multiple spots around Gangtok, not just a hotel window. Now then, let's talk about a couple of things worth doing if your schedule allows a few free hours in Gangtok. Tashi viewpoint, about 8 kilometers out, gives you one of the clearest views of Kanchenjunga, especially at sunrise. Entry is free with a small charge for the mounted binoculars if you would like to try. Or try the Gangtok Ropeway, a cable car, a 15-20 minutes aerial ride over the city at around 150 to 170 rupees. Neither takes more than an hour or two, so if you have got a gap, they are worth the detour. Here's something that makes Sikkim genuinely different from the rest of India. For over 300 years, it was an independent Himalayan kingdom ruled by Buddhist priest kings called the Chogyals. After India's independence, Sikkim held onto its own identity until 1975, when a historic referendum saw the people vote to join the Indian Union, becoming the 22nd state. That mix of ancient kingdom and modern India is what makes the culture here feel so different. The people here are just as special as the mountains, warm, humble, always ready to help. Be it shopkeepers, strangers, even David. सच में इतना प्यार कहीं और नहीं मिलता. And along with that warmth, there's quite pride too. The tricolor is everywhere you look.
यहाँ के लोग ही इस जगह की असली खूबसूरती है.
In the evening, we explored the fascinating MG Marg, Gangtok's vehicle-free promenade and one of the cleanest, calmest high streets in India. It's the perfect place for some essential winter shopping. Great variety of high-quality jackets at very reasonable prices. So gearing up for the cold is easy. We may have overpacked purely because the prices were too good to resist. Don't skip the local tea either. Sikkim and neighboring Darjeeling are famous for their high altitude estates, and you'll find genuinely good loose leaf blends here for a fraction of what you'd pay back home. As night falls, MG Marg turns into a food and nightlife hub. Cafes, Sikkimese restaurants and lively pubs and live music scenes that runs late. We are calling it an early night though, because tomorrow morning David takes us up to 14,000 feet. So see you at sunrise. We were up at dawn for the legendary Nathu La Pass, sitting at 14,000 feet, about 4,300 meters above sea level. Big tip, you need a protected area permit, secured a day in advance, but Shuku and We Care Holidays team handled that for us. The drive from Gangtok to Nathu La Pass is around 2 to 3 hours depending on traffic and weather. Expect to pay around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees per vehicle for the protected zone. We paid 4K back then, but check for seasonal changes. Past 12,000 feet, the air gets thin. We saw several travelers getting breathless. Pro tip, crush garlic into your drinking water, an old mountain trick for acclimatization. लहसुन वाला पानी, ये पुराना पहाड़ी नुस्खा है और सच में काम करता है. You'll smell like a kitchen, but nobody up there is close enough to care. If these tips are helping you plan your own trip, drop a comment and let us know. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button now, because what's coming up at the border is worth sticking around for. So what exactly is Nathu La Pass? It's not just a scenic viewpoint. Well, it's an ancient branch of the historic Silk Route and one of the few official meeting points between Indian and Chinese armies. Standing here, you can see China right in front of you. It's so close. And on a clear day, you can even spot Jomo Lahari in the distance, Bhutan's iconic peak, nicknamed the Bride of Kanchenjunga. Photography is strictly prohibited here at the zero line out of respect for our Jawans. Staring across the border line gives you goosebumps. A powerful reminder of how remote and heavily guarded this frontier truly is. Not far from there is a place that stayed with us long after the trip ended, the Baba Mandir. It's dedicated not to a traditional deity but to Captain Harbhajan Singh, a soldier of the 23rd Punjab Regiment who lost his life in a glacier stream here in 1968. According to the military lore, his spirit never left. Jawans believe he still patrols these mountains, safeguarding the border and warning guards in their dreams before danger strikes. The army still treats him as an active duty soldier, maintaining his room and polishing his boots daily. यहाँ आकर सर अपने आप झुक जाता है. Paying our respects here was deeply moving. Heading back down, we drove towards Tsomgo Lake, affectionately known as the Changu Lake. But just before the main spot, you pass a lesser known gem called the Hangu Lake. Honestly, prettier and more peaceful since it skips the crowds. After the quiet stop, we made our way to the Changu Lake for the classic Sikkim experience. Sitting at over 12,300 feet above sea level, it actually freezes solid during winter, right up until mid-May. A completely different sight from the blue waters we saw. You can't leave without pictures with the heavily decorated local yaks, though getting one to actually look at the camera is basically a full-time negotiation. So that's vlog 1 in the books, and Sikkim has already blown past every expectations. Shuku and David contact details are in the description if you want to plan your own trip. But this is just a warm-up. Next vlog, we leave Gangtok behind for North Sikkim, chasing the sacred waters of Gurdongmar Lake at even higher altitude, thinner air and probably more garlic water. अगर ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करें और अगला व्लॉग जल्दी ही आएगा. Hit like, subscribe and turn on notifications. Episode 2 is where things get wild. See you there. Jai Hind. Thank you.